Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it is Memorial Day weekend here in Pigeon Forge, and we thought we'd drive around just to give you a idea of what it's like. Everybody's coming here, wants to know what to expect as far as the traffic, which is always the big thing. So we live just up behind Sunliner Diner, if you haven't heard of that. It's right here on my right hand side. It's a pretty popular spot now, 50s style diner that people like to go to and eat at. So we're coming out here to the Parkway, and we'll show you a little bit what the traffic looks like on a Saturday night here in Pigeon Forge. And heading into summertime, this is pretty much what you can expect right on through the summer. All the way through mid-August, it's going to be pretty busy. These traffic lights too, if you're coming out of a side road, these lights are going to stay green for the Parkway for a long time. So you can just expect to have to wait in traffic a little bit here. Also, as we come out here, you can see a long line of traffic on the right-hand lane right there. So that's going down to Wears Valley Road. So what ends up happening, just like this guy in front of us, he's probably not from around here, and your GPS will tell you, oh, you have to turn right in half a mile. Well, that's what everybody's GPS is telling them. So you got everybody crowding into this one lane, and ends up causing a big backup of traffic. But one little insider tip for you, just if you're traveling the Parkway, is everybody moves really slow in heavy traffic, and there's usually big gaps in between cars. So you don't have to be in any hurry to get into the right-hand lane, because you'll have plenty of time down here. If you need to cut over, people are really good about letting you over. You put your signal on. Everybody's just a little more cautious, so don't feel like you have to get in the right-hand lane and be backed up for too long. We're making pretty good time, but as you can see right over here on the left, all the traffic, 3 lanes wide, heading up. Everybody's going out for their evening meals right about now. I think it's right around 5 o'clock. And so you'll start to see all these restaurants fill up. Up here on the left is the Christmas Place Inn. That's a really popular place that's been in Pigeon Forge for a long, long time. And then up here on the right-hand side is the turn for Wears Valley Road and the big Paula Deen Lumberjack feud, and this crazy zip line that they have up here that you ride. You can see those kind of tower looking things in the distance. That's actually a big long zip line that you ride down, and kind of like almost like you're in a harness and a seat type of deal, and go down. We just went into Magic Quest here on the left the other day, last weekend actually. It's a pretty neat place if you have kids, and you buy time by the hour, and I think we bought like an hour and a half, and that was just honestly barely enough time to do that. So all right, well, we'll duck out here for a second, check back in a minute. Okay, so we're sitting at the intersection of the Parkway and Wears Valley Road, which is usually the big bottleneck of traffic. So you'll see once we get by here, again, just if you're planning your routes for the evening, wherever your hotel may be, or your cabin, or wherever you're staying, you know, kind of planning around this intersection is going to be a little more congested. So there are a lot of cabins out there toward Wears Valley, and then, of course, a lot of the hotels right here on the Parkway. Here on the left is one of the big things, the pink Jeep tours. People like to take that around. But as you can see now, the traffic kind of breaks up a bit once you get through there, and it's not nearly as bad. Of course, on the other side, going northbound on the Parkway, that's always going to be really busy, which typically in the evenings, just people coming in from the cabins and things down in Gatlinburg. Just past on the left also the island. Here's the entrance to the island, if you've heard of that. It's definitely a popular place, good place to hang out always lots of crowds around, little shops and neat things to do over there. But as you can see, even on a busy Saturday night before Memorial Day, it's not too bad once you get past that intersection. And then another thing to always note is check your maps, because there are roads that run behind these hotels. And then also over on my left-hand side, there's Teaster Lane. Teaster Lane runs all the way down parallel to the Parkway. You can always save yourself a lot of time by going down Teaster. Three Bears General Store, that's another popular one over there. And supposedly they do actually have bear in there. I don't know, some sort of Russian bear or something, I don't know. They're not Smoky Mountain black bears, I know that. A lot of people, so, I mean, if you've been to the area before, you know that Pigeon Forge isn't really a walking area. I mean, you will see a few people walking, but Gatlinburg is definitely a walking area. Pigeon Forge is much more driving. Even these businesses here, you can see almost every single one of them has parking available. Even some on my left, some of the busier places over here, the go-kart tracks, all those things, you'll still be able to find some parking in most places. Even if you have to park across the street and cross, I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but you can cross at these big intersections. So it's a little easier. The other good tip also is that a lot of these parking lots, you'll see they connect. So even if you need to get up to way up there to Shoney's or something, you can usually cut through and get down there and avoid some of the traffic. Or if you need to get out and pull out into traffic or get to a traffic light, you can usually navigate your way through the parking lots a lot easier. So we're looking for a place to have dinner for the evening. That's always a challenge because that's what everybody else is doing right about now. So you can expect, if you come here for a Saturday night dinner, to probably spend, you know, some time waiting to get into a place, and there could be a line, 30-40 minutes, who knows. But if you're not picky or looking for a specific place, you really just keep driving around till you see someplace that doesn't have a line, and then you can get in there. We don't usually go to the big popular places like most people have the local Goat and places like that are always packed, the popular restaurants. But if you're not, like I said, if you're not super picky, then you can pretty much find something anywhere. JT Hannah's, that's a popular place. As you can see, it's super busy. People waiting outside, a whole bunch of people waiting outside. Cheddar's, they've got people waiting outside, it looks like. Not too bad. There's a new building going in here. They've been putting in, oh, you got the slingshot going over here. Get a little shot of that. People getting bounced up and down. None for me, thanks. I don't want to ride that. Oh, of course, there's no line out the door at Taco Bell, so you're good. If you really just need some food and you just want to go do something and aren't here for all the restaurant stuff, you can just grab something quick. This left here, I'm not going down there right now, but goes down to Old Mill. That's another popular area, Old Mill Avenue, Old Mill Restaurant. There's an ice cream store down there that's really popular. Neat little spot, just kind of almost a mini little Gatlinburg feel right there. Just it's a very, very tiny spot here in Pigeon Forge, so that's kind of a neat area with the Old Mill. But as you can see, Saturday night, not too bad, and you can get around. I know everybody's always scared of the traffic, but it's really, it keeps moving. It's not that horrible. If you just kind of give yourself a little extra time, you can get through. And like I said, the biggest tip I could give you is if you need to go north, to jump over to Teaster Lane and go up Teaster Lane for as far as you can. You'd probably save yourself some time. This last major intersection here on the Parkway South is Dollywood Lane, which of course cuts up to Dollywood, Splash Country, but also goes up to Veterans Boulevard. That's another good cut across if you're trying to get up just up into Sevierville, or if you've got a cabin out that way. Veterans Boulevard goes up, and then usually, I mean, hardly has any traffic unless in the morning when people get into Dollywood, it gets backed up. But other than that, it's not too bad. You see all the traffic over there. These are all people probably headed back over this side from Gatlinburg for the day. We're just about to the end, so I guess I'm going to U-turn and take a little back road here that I'll show you a quick little cut across here. If I can get there, we'll see what happens up here. Right down here, just past where you see the last building in the distance, or the big white ball up there on the hill, that is the entrance to the spur, or the last, kind of your last chance to turn around before heading to Gatlinburg. So that intersection there will that next traffic light is where you want to turn around. This is right here where I'm about to turn. It's kind of your last opportunity to turn around. There's one more up there, but we'll turn around right here and head on back. We'll check back in with you in a minute. Alright, so just did a little U-turn here in the Parkway coming up. Now I told you everybody likes to get in the right-hand lane. So if I can get up here just a little bit, I'll show you a little cut across, but technically that last road I was just at could have taken me there. Is what I should have followed my own advice and gone down there. Maybe I can get people to sneak up here just far enough so I cut back to it. Alright, looks like we're going to make it to the next one here. So right over here on my right hand side, out behind these gas station and hotels, there's a road that cuts back behind there. And I'm going to try to get back to it, and you can kind of avoid some of these places. We're sitting in traffic a little bit. So here, we'll cut back right here on Gulf Drive. As I said, there's still like still some parking. You got parking back here, different areas. So even though it's super busy, a lot of people around, there's still parking here. But just that runs parallel to the Parkway is South River Road, and then it cuts over there to River Road on the other side. You can usually avoid quite a bit of traffic on the Parkway by coming down here. Now granted, a lot of other people know that too, so it can backfire on you sometimes. We're right out here behind Dolly Stampede. There's that big building right there on our left, and oh, so we got the Trump flags. So this is definitely going to backfire on me a little bit here, so I'm going to turn, because that's people turning left. Even though you're only supposed to turn right down there, they turn left and get all kinds of backed up. I'll force my way out to the Parkway here, but Anyway, just want to give you all a good idea of what it's like on a Saturday night here in the Parkway. It's kind of, can be kind of crazy. But, like I said, the guy just let me out. That was nice, and you can usually find your way out and around. But we're going to find a place to eat, and we'll keep giving you some more info on the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. Check it out again some other time. Have a good night.